You just spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions on a Ferrari. The roar of the engine, the signature red shine, the iconic horse logo, it's more than a car. It's a dream, a symbol, a legacy. But here's the shocker, you don't fully own it. That's right, Ferrari, one of the most prestigious car brands in the world, doesn't let you fully decide what to do with the car you bought. You can't wrap it in your favorite color. You can't put on custom body kits. You can't flip it too soon. And in some cases, if you go too far, you'll be blacklisted. So why does Ferrari do this? Why would they limit the freedom of the very people who keep their business alive? The answer reveals a much bigger story, a story about control, luxury, power, and the psychology of exclusivity. Let's dive deep into the untold truth of why Ferrari doesn't allow you to customize your own car. Ferrari isn't in the car business, they're in the status business. Most companies want to sell as many units as possible. Ferrari, they purposely limit supply. They manufacture fewer cars than there is demand for, creating scarcity by design. This scarcity creates desire, and that desire becomes power. When someone buys a Ferrari, they aren't just buying horsepower, they're buying entrance into a private club. A club where exclusivity is the entry fee. Letting owners do whatever they want with their cars, wrapping them in wild colors, slapping giant spoilers, or customizing interiors in loud, tasteless styles could damage that image. Ferrari doesn't just want to look exclusive, they want to stay exclusive. Ferrari chooses their customers. Here's where things get even more interesting. With most car brands, if you have money, you're in. With Ferrari, it's not that simple. Especially for limited edition models like the LaFerrari or Monza SP2, you can't just walk in and buy one. Ferrari actually vets its buyers. They look at your purchase history. They check if you've resold previous Ferraris too quickly. They note whether you modified your car in ways that might hurt the brand. If you don't meet their standards, they can and often do refuse to sell you a car. It's an upside-down model. The company decides who is worthy, not the customer. And ironically, that very attitude is what makes people want Ferraris even more. In 2014, Canadian DJ and producer deadmau5 wrapped his Ferrari 458 Spider in a sky blue color, featuring the infamous Nyan cat meme. He called it the Ferrari. The internet loved it. It was funny, viral, and a form of artistic expression. Ferrari, they were furious. They sent a cease and desist letter, demanding he remove the wrap and any non-authorized Ferrari branding. deadmau5 was eventually forced to comply and later sold the car. He tweeted sarcastically that Ferrari didn't like fun, but in reality, Ferrari just didn't like losing control. To them, a meme-wrapped Ferrari wasn't just a joke, it was a threat to their carefully polished image. Justin Bieber's Ferrari fallout. Another celebrity who ran into trouble with Ferrari, Justin Bieber. He had a white Ferrari 458 Italia customized with blue accents, custom rims, and underglow lighting. Then came a series of controversial moments, one being that he allegedly forgot where he parked the car for weeks. Ferrari took note. And in 2022, Italian media reported that Bieber had been blacklisted by Ferrari. This meant he could no longer buy limited edition or factory-ordered Ferraris regardless of how much money he had. The lesson was clear, no matter how famous or rich you are. Ferrari plays by their own rules. Why Ferrari hates flippers. There's another type of behavior Ferrari dislikes just as much as customization: flipping. That means buying a limited edition Ferrari and selling it shortly after, often for a massive profit. On paper, that sounds like smart business, but Ferrari sees it as betrayal. To them, you're not buying the car because you love the brand, you're buying it as an investment, and that undermines the loyalty and mystique Ferrari wants from its customers. To stop this, Ferrari often includes resale restrictions in their contracts, especially on hyper-limited models. If you break the rule, you risk being banned from ever buying again. Now you might be thinking, so Ferrari doesn't allow any customization at all? Not quite. Ferrari does allow personalization, but only through them, on their terms. They offer a service called the Tailor-Made Program, a luxurious by-invitation-only experience based in Maranello, Italy. Here, you can choose rare materials, special colors, interior stitching, even performance specs, but every choice must be approved by Ferrari's designers. In other words, you can be creative within boundaries. This isn't about limiting your expression, it's about curating it. Ferrari doesn't want their cars to look like everyone else's, but they want that uniqueness to still feel Ferrari. Critics say it's arrogance, fans say it's art. Now here's where opinions split. Critics say Ferrari is arrogant, that if you've paid for the car, you should be able to do whatever you want with it. Paint it neon green, add a spoiler, flip it next month. It's your car, right? But Ferrari fans and collectors see it differently. To them, Ferrari is preserving its artistry. They argue that if someone buys a painting by Picasso, they shouldn't be allowed to doodle on it. A Ferrari is a rolling sculpture, a masterpiece of design and performance, and it deserves to be treated as such. For some buyers, being approved to own a Ferrari isn't a hassle, it's a badge of honor. One overlooked effect of Ferrari's strict rules: resale value. Because Ferrari limits production, bans poor customization, and discourages quick resales, most Ferrari models hold their value incredibly well. Some even increase over time, especially limited models. That means when you buy a Ferrari, you're not just buying a car, you're buying a financial asset that's protected by the company's obsessive brand control. It's ironic. The same rules that frustrate owners also help protect their investments. Brand over everything. In the end, Ferrari's story is about one thing: control. From who can buy a car to how long they keep it to what color it is, Ferrari doesn't just protect its brand, it commands it. And somehow, instead of driving people away, this strategy makes the brand even more powerful. People don't just want a Ferrari, they want Ferrari's approval, and it's no longer about speed or performance. Other companies have caught up in that department. It's about the story, the legacy, the feeling that comes from knowing you're part of something that not everyone can access. So next time you see a Ferrari on the street and wonder why it looks so flawless, so perfectly proportioned, so untouched, remember, that's not just by accident, that's by design. Ferrari doesn't just build their cars, they control their stories. Every detail, every curve, every customer. And in the world of ultra-luxury, that control is the secret ingredient to their unstoppable power. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Do you think Ferrari is right to control how customers use their cars, or is it too much? Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and keep driving forward.